Hello, my friends. I'm Troy Brewer from propheticnumbers.com, and today I'm going to be telling you all about the prophetic value of the number 3. Here we go. He actually discovered, in his estimation, there are 4 numbers that represent perfect works of God, and the number 3 is the first of those 4 perfect numbers. The first one being 3, the second one being 7, the next one being the number 10, and then, of course, the number 12. Now, the number 3 tends to represent fullness. Now, I love the whole understanding of fullness. It means all the way. Now, I like to say the whole enchilada, right? Because I want to glorify God through Tex-Mex, actually. But nonetheless, the number 3 represents fullness. And here's what's amazing is, guys, the word fullness is actually in the Bible 3 different times, okay? So the fullness of God, Ephesians 3:19, the fullness of Christ, Ephesians 4:13, and the fullness of the Godhead bodily. Shameful plug, Numbers That Preach. Okay, whenever I look at fullness, it literally means, okay, if you want to know what this is to its fullest extent, boom, the number 3 is on it. Now guys, the number 3 also represents perfect completion, which means it's perfected and it's all the way. So if you want to know what flesh is all about, it's not just 6, it's 6 3 times, 666. If you want to know what the Spirit of God is all about, it's not just 7, it's 777. So it's 7 3 times. I'm sure that you know that the word Christ has the gematria of 555, and that Christ is actually found in the Bible. The name Christ is actually listed exactly 555 times. It's not just 5, but it's 5 3 different times. Also, what's the other one? There's another really cool one in there. Oh, Jesus is not just 8 new beginnings, but Jesus is actually 888. So 8 represents new beginnings, but then the gematria of the name Yeshua is actually 888, or 8 3 different times. It might also interest you to know too, it's one of my favorite things about 888, is that 1776, which is when our nation was born, is 888 times 2. Our nation was born to be a faithful witness of 888, Jesus Christ, in the year 1776. Did you catch it? Because it was God speaking. So getting back to the number 3, if we're going to look at what the number 3 represents and how it represents fullness, I want to tell you, I got some great examples of this all the way through my book. I have a whole huge chapter. It's one of the biggest chapters that I have, and I'm just going to be taking this directly out of the book. To illustrate, it represents perfect completion. Jesus raised 3 people from the dead. 3 people in the Old Testament were resurrected. Hallelujah. God spoke from heaven 3 different times. After Paul met Jesus, he was blind for 3 days. The Jordan River was parted 3 different times. Noah's Ark had 3 different levels to it. God told Joshua 3 times to be courageous. Jonah was in the belly of the great fish for 3 days, right? So you're catching it. It represents, okay, this thing is going to be complete. And when it's completed, and when you can see it for all that it is, or when it's finally made perfect. Now, guys, I do have... So there you have it, the number 3. The number 3 is all about perfect completion. It's all about fullness. And friends, if you like this kind of teaching, I double dog dare you to like this. And also, will you share this? Will you invite people to say, hey, take a good look at this? And then be sure and visit me and find this video and many other videos and all kinds of resources at propheticnumbers.com. God bless you so much.